each and every guest as they come through at each and every touch point throughout the airport journey. And so really excited about it and can't wait to see where we go from here.
For more tourism updates, visit Tourism Today or Bahamas.com. I'm Michael Miller, and this is Tourism Today.
Corval Pryfrom takes us on a tour of a United States Coast Guard cutter. Sounds exciting. Can't wait to see.
Plus, the ball is coming, the Cancer Society ball to be precise. Hear what the organizers have to say.
All things Coconut Fest is on the way. Stay close for that.
And coming up in sports, Bahamas Flag Football League hosts its opening day.
Tonight, Access Now starts now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis.
And I'm Marlena Leonard. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, Access Now.
The Bahamas Bridal Show is this weekend, Marlena. What do you have for someone who wants to go?
I have a free ticket, LaDawn. The ticket belongs to the first person to go on our Facebook feed, ZNS Network, and comment with the answer to the question, which year did the Bahamas Bridal Show start? Which year did the Bahamas Bridal Show start?
Be the first person to answer that question and win a ticket to the Bahamas Bridal Show. While you do that, we're going to dive right into the news, shall we? The Bahamas and the United States have a long tradition of partnership, and one area where that partnership bears huge significance is how it is used to protect our borders. This week marks this special relationship. The United States Coast Guard brought one of its most famed vessels right here to Nassau Harbor. Corval Pryfrom takes us on a tour.
Take a good look at this vessel. It may not seem that eye-catching from the outside, but get a bit closer, or like we did, get inside, and you're bound to be blown away by this nautical jewel. This is United States Coast Guard cutter Lawrence Lawson. It's crammed quarters for a crew of 27, but what this vessel lacks in size, it more than makes up for in capabilities and scope. This U.S. cutter, the Lawrence Lawson, a part of the U.S. Coast Guard's fleet based in Cape May, New Jersey, has made the 1,250 nautical mile trek to call the Nassau Harbor home this week. The ship, first commissioned in 2017, carries out emergency response and rescue operations, and its crews have participated in some major disasters out in the water. Lieutenant Nicholas Camwella, Lawson's commanding officer, and his crew recently invited my media colleagues and I on a tour of this vessel. We started on the bridge, where we were shown some of the vessel's elaborate high-tech, no doubt fast-speed communications. Believe it or not, this ship can be operated remotely. There are staterooms, living quarters, a place to just relax for these men and women who are often out at sea up to 7 days at a time and stationed to this vessel, like in the case of Lieutenant Camwella, up to 2 years. But none of that seems to be an issue for these officers. They know their duties, and they all seem to execute them well. She's, and yes, this baby is a girl despite her name, sits still for now here in the Nassau Harbor, but don't let that fool you. She can go real fast when she needs to, as Lieutenant Camwell explained when he showed us the engine room.
I typically try to burn as much fuel as possible when we need to. And if we do need to get somewhere pretty quickly, I don't hesitate about coming up in speed to 25, 30 knots. But generally, depending on where the area we are, traffic as well, what things look like, the weather, I won't go 30 knots in 7 to 8 foot seas, but if they're 2 to 4 feet seas, very doable, very easy. But always going to be a conversation with Sec Commander as to how fast can we get to that location.
The Coast Guard has worked with the Royal Bahamas Defense Force for many years, and this visit of the USCGC, Lawson says U.S. Charge d'Affaires Kimberly Furnish, also symbolizes the significance of this partnership.
166 human lives saved from search and rescue operations, and over 2,400 illegal migrant interdictions, which meant that between the RBDF and the U.S. Coast Guard, we found illegal migrants and we got them sent home.
For the Bahamas Tonight, Access Now, I'm Corval Pryfrom.
Well, the Cancer Society of the Bahamas is gearing up for its highly anticipated 2025 Cancer Society Ball. But behind the elegance is a serious mission. It's the fight against cancer. Diane Dorsett has the story.
The Bahamas has one of the highest breast cancer rates in the region, with nearly 1 in 8 Bahamian women diagnosed in their lifetime. And for men, prostate cancer accounts for a staggering 42% of all male cancer cases. Consulting urologist Dr. Robin Roberts says while awareness has increased, there is still concern about cancer rates, particularly in males.
We are aggressively pursuing awareness and education, and I think the men are listening. And so they're coming forth. Unfortunately, they are not coming forth as early as we would like to see them come, because we're still in a position today, 30 years later, where for every 100 men that come to see the doctor and is diagnosed with prostate cancer, in 70% plus of them, the cancer is already advanced outside the prostate.
It's a tough reality, but the Cancer Society is looking to change that. Funds raised from the Cancer Society Ball directly support critical services for patients, including medical care, free screenings, and accommodations for those traveling from the Family Islands for treatment. The Society's treasurer, Beverly Larimore, says events like the ball are crucial in funding treatment and awareness efforts.
We do a lot of awareness programs where we get into the schools or into the churches or into organizations and spread the awareness of cancer awareness. And that takes a lot of funding. One of our major aspects of contributions to the community is we provide free accommodations for cancer patients, especially from the Family Islands, who have to come in for treatments free of charge right here in this building.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Diane Dorset.
Thanks a lot, Diane. Well, donating a pint of blood to save a life is an ongoing appeal made by officials of the blood bank. The blood supply varies based on the demand and is good for about 35 days. But recently, there's been a high volume of flyers in circulation requesting blood donations from the public. PMH Hospital Administrator Jessica Cartwright says she appreciates the urgency of families to engage their loved ones who are in need of blood. However, she wants to put a public myth behind the flyers to rest.
There is a myth that we would take this opportunity to debunk, and that speaks to if a pint of blood is given to a relative, that is the pint that came through the flyer. We don't prohibit and we don't pause the need, waiting on supply to come from a family member. So if there is a need for blood, we supply the blood. And what we're asking the public to do in those instances is to replenish the stock so that we can continue to be there for all Bahamians.
According to stats, some 250 donors come into the blood bank to give blood monthly, and it appears that men are leading in the volunteering effort. But Cartwright says just because you come out to give blood for the first time does not automatically make you a donor.
There's a screening process first to determine your eligibility. And once you're eligible, we are happy that you will donate blood for us, and we ask you and continue to plead with the public to come back and donate again.
Well, tomorrow is World Agriculture Day, and it will also mark a special moment for the local coconut commercial industry as the Ministry of Agriculture hosts the first ever Coconut 360 event in Rawson Square. Scores of vendors will take over the site where they will display everything, and again, we stress everything coconut related. Senator Tyrell Young is a consultant at the ministry and a coordinator of the event.
So tomorrow is actually going to be an exciting day here in Rawson Square and for the Bahamas at large. What you can expect is actually a coconut festival. So even though we are launching the Coconut 360 project, the whole day is going to be around the coconut festival. So everything coconut is what is going to be out here tomorrow at Rawson Square.
Cracked coconut, desserts, salads, fritters are just some of the treats guests will be able to bite into. But Young tells us that's just for starters. There's more than that.
We have some other entrepreneurs who will be showcasing some of the what we call byproducts or value-added products of coconut, which we have products such as charcoal that is made from the coconut husk. We have jewelry that is made from the coconut shell, and we also have figurines that are made from the coconut product. So there'll be a lot to see. A lot of informative information that will be distributed, and we are excited to see what tomorrow brings.
It's a story of faith, resilience, and redemption as Reverend Dr. Jenny Humes hosts the official book launch for her autobiography entitled Living by Faith. Reverend Humes, speaking to a crowd of attendees at the Church of God on Eden Street, says that it was her daughter and the Holy Spirit's guidance which led to her writing and publishing the testimony.
My adopted daughter, Lakeisha Morse, came and took me out to lunch at the poop deck. And it was at that poop deck that the Holy Spirit revealed to her that I have to write the book. And it took in my spirit because I know that she was right on course. And I said to her, I will write this book.
After surrendering her life to Christ at 15 and later battling grief following the death of her husband, Hume says that her book will provide inspiration for those battling difficult times.
This book is my personal testimony, where God has taken me from one level to another level in the Church of God. My prayer is that some soul will come to know Jesus as Lord and Savior. We want to lift up the name of Jesus because he said when he is lifted up, he will draw all men to him.
And still to come, well, it's Wednesday again, and you know what that means. Leno Wealthwise is up after the break, so keep it locked.
With BGC's crystal clear mobile service, stay connected seamlessly, whether on land or at sea. Our reliable postpaid plans keep your loved ones closer, no matter where life takes you.
For 3 exciting days, the National High School Track and Field Championships will take place at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium, and ZNS TV will bring you all the action. On Thursday, March 20th, tune in from 6 to 6:30 p.m. for the opening ceremony, and then starting at 8 p.m., join ZNS as young athletes from high schools all over the Bahamas go for gold in the finals. The future of Bahamian track and field. The National High School Track and Field Championships live on ZNS TV, March 20th to 22nd. Don't miss it.
You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, Access Now. And we're flying high tonight, showing a beautiful sunset right behind the beach at Atlantis. We see you peeping, Mr. Sunset. That shot is by our drone pilot, Destiny Reed. Good job, Des. Well, let's take a flight down to Exuma to see what our Altaviz Munnings is up to.
Preparing an authentically Bahamian breakfast comes natural for many residents, and for those who make this a career, business is pretty good. Altaviz Munnings has a story of a female entrepreneur in Exuma whose kitchen skills have made her quite a sensation.
Nestled in the heart of Georgetown, Exuma, Rush Hour Cafe has become one of the most popular spots in town. Anything you want for breakfast, you can find right there. But for founder and owner Shakira Longley, becoming an entrepreneur was a long venture. She fell in love with cooking in her youth, and it blossomed into a full-time career.
I started my restaurant, well, actually, it wasn't a restaurant at first. I started out of my vehicle during the pandemic. I was a travel consultant at one of the major hotels over here. And of course, the country had to do the close down. I found it to be a need, whereas you still had certain persons working, essential workers working, and they couldn't find food to eat during their work. So I was cooking from I was 10 because my mother, she taught me how to cook from I was 10. She had a restaurant as well, also named Rush Hour. And one day, me and my sister decided to put food in our car and drive around and see how it go. And it was very, very good.
And the demand and positive feedback has kept her going. So much so, she was able to open her own brick and mortar store. Although she's busy in the kitchen by 6 o'clock every morning, she takes personal time to motivate and encourage her customers every day.
You can find challenges in everything you do in life, but once you put him first, and the center, he is literally the key.
Here's her advice to future female entrepreneurs.
So never give up on your dreams and your goals. If you want to accomplish something great in life, it doesn't matter how you start, it's how you finish. I don't think that I've reached where I want to be personally as yet. So I encourage you to keep going, keep pushing, and keep pressing. And whatever obstacle come your way, just remember, sometimes we got to take our little break, take our little cry if we have to, but never stop pushing, keep going.
For the Bahamas Tonight Access Now, I'm Altaviz Munnings.
Well, investing can be a powerful way to build wealth, but should you focus on long-term growth or quick gains? Those at Leno say the best approach is one that stands the test of time. Diane Dorset has more.
When it comes to building wealth, financial advisors stress the importance of taking a long-term approach. Instead of chasing quick profits, VP of Investments Sonia Benry says smart investing is about patience and consistency.
Long-term wealth building is widely regarded as the more prudent strategy of investing compared to seeking short-term gains. It focuses on financial resilience, the power of compounding, and reducing the risk associated with short-term market fluctuations. This approach is better suited to achieving key financial goals such as retirement, legacy planning, and financial security.
So what are the best strategies for long-term wealth growth? They say it all comes down to smart decision-making and consistency.
Some of the most effective strategies for growing wealth over time is invest consistently. Dedicate a specific amount of your income to savings and investments. Diversify your portfolio. Do not invest all your money into one stock, bond, or venture. A mutual fund is a low-cost way to diversify. Reinvest interest and dividends earned on current investments and watch the glorious effect of compounding. Use low-cost investment vehicles such as mutual funds and/or exchange-traded funds. Leno offers several mutual and exchange-traded fund options for you to consider.
Taking a long-term approach can help investors ride out market fluctuations while steadily increasing their wealth. Next week, we'll explore how even those with limited resources can start investing. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Diane Dorset.
Some good advice from Leno. I, for one, feel a little more financially responsible. Well, let's see what's coming up in sports.
An opening day for the Bahamas Flag Football League. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
At RBC, we're proud to support Alive's Ultimate Business Makeover campaign for a second year. We know that micro, small, and medium businesses are vital to our economy. They drive innovation, and more importantly, they create jobs. By investing in their growth, we're fostering economic success, and together we can pave the road to a thriving business community.
Hey, it's your honorary pump attendant back again with another episode on the do's and don'ts at a service station. Let's go. What you ain't gonna do is just pull up to any dispenser and put the nozzle inside your car without reading the signs. Because if you put the wrong fuel inside your car and the car mess up, you could be mad at us, all right? And then you have to walk or catch bus for about 3 to 18 months. What you're supposed to do is read the signs. We place signs all over the dispenser to tell you which fuel is which. Because you put the wrong one in the car, say bop, and you could be mad at us. You could be, oh, what happened to my car? No, it's you who ain't read. It say diesel, diesel, one word, diesel. You got up, and you mad at us. Read, that's all you have to do.
Welcome to your Wednesday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports. Well, Sunday, it was opening day for the Bahamas Flag Football League at the field outside the old Thomas A. Robinson Stadium with a full slate, 5 games on deck. On the men's side, a rivalry renewed between the Renegades and the Hornets. This one would be a defensive battle that would go down to the wire. And after 2 tries in overtime, this one would end in a 6-6 draw.
It was a tough day. Hats off to the Hornets. They played a really good game. We made a few mistakes that we need to clean up on. We'll be ready for next week.
We played a lot of rookies today. A lot of injuries hurt us. But the guys came in and stepped in, and we was able to at least get out with a tie and not a loss.
Look at some of the other scores from Sunday's games. The Lions would defeat Team Red Dot 21-0. The Predators and Avengers would also play to a 6-6 draw after 2 OTs. The Hawks would defeat the Aces 34-6, and the Wildcats, they would shut out the Lady Avengers 26-0. Now this season, the new administration revealing that fans won't necessarily have to wait until Sunday to watch their favorite teams on the gridiron.
On the 28th of March, we have Friday Night Lights. Yes, I said that correct, Friday Night Lights. So it's going to be introducing football at Friday night under the lights. And we know a lot of players aren't used to playing under the lights, but this is something new we're going to be introducing under this administration. And we just want to bring that feel and something different to football.
That's my look at your sports on this Wednesday. A check on weather when we return.
Welcome to What's Trending. Join me, Jiminita Swain.
And me, The Bahama Beauty, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m.
Only on the ZNS Network.
It's time now for your Access weather forecast, and the rain gauges are empty, and that's due to dry conditions which are prevailing, but there is a front system on the way. We expect that to move into the area on Friday morning, and we'll bring with it some cool weather with very little rainfall associated with that system. Now, your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Live Business, where we bulk up your business for all areas tonight right through Thursday. The winds are going to be north to northwest at 10 to 15 knots, the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. The high tide that will take place at 14 minutes past midnight, with a low tide at 6:41 tomorrow morning. And then on Friday in the northwestern islands, the winds will increase significantly. That's when that front will go through. The winds become northwest at 15 to 25 knots behind the front. Very rough sea conditions at 5 to 8 feet over the ocean, so we will place an advisory in place for the northwest Bahamas on Friday morning. Now, the low tide, that will take place at 7:33 in the morning with a high tide at 1:14 in the afternoon. And for the central and southeastern islands, southwest to west winds, 10 to 15 knots, the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. It's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they're brought to you by Brawl Star.
My body's aching, no appetite, scratchy throat, running nose too. Got to see my doctor, it could be the flu. Oh doctor, I ain't doing good. If I got the flu, then that's understood. He said, open your mouth wide, say ah.
And that's going to do it for your international temperature brought to you by Royal Star Charlotte. Join me at 11 o'clock for a full weather update. LaDawn and Malia.
Thanks a lot, Basil. The southern United States is taking a battering with that storm, Malena.
Yeah, I've noticed. And while I'm loving these cold temperatures we're having, this is definitely some weird weather. I mean, the first day of spring is tomorrow.
Definitely, and it goes to show you that climate change is real and we must take it seriously, right?
Very seriously. Well, let's take a look at Let's Talk Socials with Matea Cunningham.
Good Wednesday evening and welcome back to Let's Talk Socials. Now, if you love a good throwback, this one's for you. Will Smith just took us way back by recreating one of the most iconic Fresh Prince of Bel-Air moments. As a matter of fact, we've just discussed it last week, his legendary dance with Ashley Banks. But at the time, he wasn't alone. He brought in Doechii to add some extra sauce, and let's just say the internet is eating it up. Check this out.
Somebody's watching me, it's my anxiety.
The way he still has the moves, the nostalgia hitting just right. Yeah, this is a full circle moment. So what's the verdict? Is this the ultimate 90s meets now crossover? And what other classic TV moment needs a modern remix? Let's talk. That's it for Let's Talk Socials. I'll catch you next time.
Thanks a lot, Matea. Well, all good things must come to an end. That's a wrap for Access Now this evening, Malena.
Yep, but make sure to join us tomorrow for more community news.
Good night, everybody.